Graphing Applications Worksheet Problem Number 2. The table lists the number of members at a local gym for selected years, where 1 represents 2002, year 3 represents 2004, and so on. First thing we're asked to do is complete the chart. Again, allow yourself time to process the information. Read through that sentence a couple more times and relate it to the graph. You're never expected to just read it one time and hit the ground running, okay? So again, we'll go back. We have a table. It's representing membership at a gym for particular years. We've got these 3 columns. Year 1 is representing 2002. So the first thing I'm noticing is x equaling 1 does not mean that the year ends in a 1. And that's fine. That happens. That's just how it's set up sometimes. So don't feel like it has to always end with the value of x. Okay, and then year 3 represents 2004, and so on. So if we were to complete the chart, we can use the pattern that we're seeing here. One way to look at it is just you could subtract 1 from the year, the last digit in the year, and that would give you x. That's fine. You could also analyze that the years go up by 2. Just make sure they continue going up by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And so that means the years have to also go up by 2. So it's just that they started on an odd number. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And both of these really mean the same thing. It's just much easier to write a 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 rather than all the years. And here are the number of members. So just scanning it, we can see there's an increase. Use these particular ordered pairs to find the slope. So what you want to be using here is the slope formula. This is something you should have memorized by the time you take that Unit 2 test. Best thing to do is to label your points so that when you substitute, it'll just help you be more careful, because that's where most errors come. All right, so y2 is 55 minus y1 is 37, x2 is 3, x1 is 1. Okay, and this will reduce all the way down to 9. So 9 is the slope. Now in your own words, explain the meaning of 9. One hint is to look back at the units that you were using whenever you were setting up your slope formula. And this is always going to get you to your answer. So what are the y values? Everything up in the numerator, those are your y values, because that's what you plugged in, y2 minus y1. That would be the number of members, okay? So you could say 18 is members. And you could go all the way down to the 9 and call it 9 over 1, but we're just going to do at this fraction right here. And then what did all of the x values represent? X values represent years. Okay, so slope is representing some kind of a change. It's explaining a process. You know, what is the rate of change here? It's basically saying 18 members every 2 years. And because it's a positive, it means that we're increasing by 18 members every 2 years. So you could say it that way, but to be even more specific, you know, go all the way down to the 9, and it would be the equivalent of saying let's see, gym membership increases by, and we could say 18 members every 2 years, or we could say 9 members every 1 year or every year. Finally, Let's write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So to write something in slope-intercept form, we've got to have, we've got the slope, but we need the y-intercept. So the y-intercept would be where x equals 0. We're not given the y-intercept, so what we're going to have to do is use the point-slope form of the equation. What this is going to allow us to do is use one of the given points along with the slope that we know to get to slope-intercept form. So let's choose one of the points that we use to find the slope. We're going to use 1 and 37 because it's just the smaller point between the two. Don't go back and pick from the chart because this is not a linear graph. Okay, the slope between these 2 points is 9. So use one of those points to find the equation of the line that corresponds between those 2 points. Add 37 to both sides and get our equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So at this point, a neat thing to do would be to actually graph this line, whether you do it by hand or with a graphing calculator, and just see how these numbers fall really close to that line.